Hi, everybody. How's it going? I'm coming back to here for another one of these games. The Philadelphia Athletics, as of right now, are 3 games behind the Yankees because I'm playing these games sequentially, not simultaneously, which would be impossible. Elmer Vallo takes a ball there. Want to know the count on him. And there's a strike to him. It's 1-1. I'm playing these games sort of one at a time, 1-2 now. And if you haven't seen it yet, the Yankees crushed the White Sox 13-1. 2-2 the count on Vallo, and that's 3-2 as Virgil Trucks misses with it. There's a fly ball over to Hootie Evers in left field, makes the catch for the out, one away. And here's Eddie Juiced. The Athletics shouldn't really be this good, but they're pretty good. 1-1 now the count on Eddie. And 2-1 now as that one's low. And because they're as close as 3 games, I'm showing these games. Might as well watch them. 3-1 now the count on Eddie Juiced, and 3-2 now, and Trucks is kind of falling apart. Full count now still on Juiced, and he chops that one off his foot, still a full count. And there's strike 3, and that's a powerful fastball that goes right by him for the third strike. Here's Sam Chapman. There's a ball in there to Chapman, 1-0 the count. Now 1-1 as that one was inside. 2-1 now, that's outside. That runs inside too far. 3-1 now the count on Chapman, and that's tight, and there's the walk. And you knew that Trucks was going to do that. He was having a hard time with that so far with every hitter. 1-1 now the count on Hank Majeski, and that's ripped into right center field, and that will send Chapman over to third. That one falls in for a base hit. Here comes Wally Moses, runners in first and third, but 2 outs top of the first inning. That's on the outside corner for a strike, and then 1 inside for a ball. 1-1 the count now on Moses. That's in there for a ball, and another ball. 3-1 the count. That's foul to the left side, full count now on him, and that one's deep to right field, but not deep enough. Wirt's able to go back and get that one, hit it to the wrong part of right field. Here's George Kell, bottom of the first. And there's a ball to Kell right off the bat. And that one's foul back, 1-1 the count now. Now it's 2-1 on Kell, and that's belt high, but inside, 3-1. And there's a base hit for Kell, and he turns that into a double, and that's a good play by Kell, a good bit of base running. And that brings up Johnny Groth here, runner on second base. Groth takes the ball and hits a little high pop fly into right field. Suter, actually, second baseman, will catch that one for the out, 1 away. And here's Vic Wirtz. And 1 ball on him, and ball 2 now. I'm not sure why they had a pickoff play at second. Doesn't make much sense. And boy, I tell you, that's a fly ball over to Chapman, and that ball knuckled on him, and that's deep enough to advance Kell over to third. Good play by Chapman to get that one, but now there's a runner on third base for Hootie Evers, 2 out here in the bottom of the first, and that one's just foul. 1-1 the count. Now it's 2-1, and that's a changeup that runs up and away. 3-1 now the count. That one's way outside, and they walk Hoot, and here comes Aaron Robinson, and here we go. That one's hit hard to right field, just foul down the line. 0-1 the count, and that one's popped up foul. 0-2, 1-2 the count now. And that's north of letter sits 2-2 now. And that one's inside. Full count on Aaron Robinson. And that one's lined to left field. And that's going to be a base hit that will score 1, send Evers over to third base. And so that'll bring up Paul Campbell. Paul Campbell hitting .355, hitting very well. 11 RBIs so far this season. There's a ball in there to him and ball 2. And there's one outside, 3-0 the count. And there's a curveball in there for a strike, 3-1 now. And there's ball 4. As I thought, I had him taking the whole way. That'll bring up Johnny Lipon now with the bases full, 2 outs, bottom of the first inning, 1-0 Tigers. There's a ball just off the ground to Johnny, and another one in the dirt. It's 2-0, and there's a curveball outside. We'll have him take this one. And he takes that pitch, shows bunt almost as out of sarcasm. 3-1 now the count on Lipon. And 3-2, as that was a generous call for Chance. That's fouled off. Still a full count. And still a full count as he barely manages to stay alive, and Lipon then strikes out swinging. So shouldn't have done that showboating with the bunt, huh, Johnny? Here's Pete Suter, top of the second inning, takes the ball. And there's a strike to him. 1-1 now the count on Pete, and there's one low and inside. 2-1 is now the count on him. And there's a slider in there for a strike. It's 2-2, and that's a breaking ball low and inside for a full count. Virgil Trucks having some difficulty as he keeps getting behind these hitters, and that's fouled back again, full count still. And there is a line drive caught by Trucks cap high. Boy, he's almost mauled by that one. And this actually would be an example of pretty good, short and sweet descriptive play-by-play. And yeah, I mean, that was pretty scary, I suppose. And it ends up just looking like a pop-up in the box score. And that'll bring up Ferris Fain. 1 out here, top of the second inning, and there's a ball to Fain. That one's in close in on him, and there's another one inside that misses. 2-0 the count. And Trucks just not throwing many strikes. 2-1 as that one's fouled back, and there's a weak liner over to center field. Groth has it for the out, 2 away. Here's Mike Guerra. And there's a shot to the left side in there for a base hit, second hit of the game for the Athletics. And here comes Bobby Shantz, who takes a strike. And that one was close, but low and away. 1-1 the count now on Bobby, and it's 2-1 as that one misses. That's just off the outside corner, and it's a 3-1 count now on him. And he fouls one back. Full count now on Shantz, and that one's a bit low for a ball. And there are runners on first and second now for the Athletics. Here's Elmer Vallo, and he has a 2-0 count on him just like that. And there's a little pop-up to shortstop. It's going to be... who's it going to be? Lipon, who makes the catch for the out. We go to the bottom of the second inning. 1-0 Tigers, just holding on to it. One ball here on Neil Berry, the first batter. It's 2-0 now the count, and it's 3-0 with Bobby Shantz having a hard time. 3-1 as he finds the plate. That's a changeup in there for ball four. Third walk, rather, of the game for Shantz, and that brings up Virgil Trucks. We're going to do a little hit and run. Let's see what happens. And swing and a miss, and that's a bad throw by Guerra, and that careens into center field. Berry able to get to third base, and we're just going to go ahead and have Trucks swing away. There is a chopper over to Juice to short. We will have Berry go home with it. He scores the second run. That brings up George Kell now. One out here, 2-0 ball game, bottom of the second. 1-1 the count now on George. And that was foul tipped into Guerra's mid. 2-1, now 2-2. And there's a little fly ball over to Chapman in center field for the second out. Here comes Johnny Groth. There's a off-speed pitch in there for a strike, and there's a ground ball over to Juice to short. Throws over to first for the out, and Juice will lead off the top of the third. Takes a ball, and another ball. 2-0 now the count on Eddie. And he deals with the bug in his eye, and now he goes in there, takes a strike. 2-1, and then 3-1. There's a little ground ball over to Lipon, the shortstop. Throws over to first for the out, and that's one away. Here's Sam Chapman. Chapman watches a slider low for a ball, 1-0, and there's one high. 2-0 now the count, and there's ball three high again. And there's a strike to him, so it's 3-1. Virgil Trucks has been behind everybody. There's a ground ball over to Lipon. The shortstop throws over to first for the second out, and here comes Hank Majeski, who takes a strike. And there's one fouled into the corner, 0-2 now the count on Majeski. That's fouled over to the left side, still 0-2. And there's a liner over to Lipon at shortstop, makes the snag for the out, go to the bottom of the third. Vic Wirtz now hits one straight over second base for a clean single for him. He's the runner at first base, and here's Hoot Evers, who takes a fastball outside. 1-0 the count, and there is a ground ball that finds a hole on the right side. And we're going to hold the runners, actually. I don't think that one was hit deep enough to make anything happen. That brings up Aaron Robinson with Campbell on deck, and we're going to bunt here. Let's see what happens. Telling you the secret, we're going to bunt, and this one's popped up. It's popped up to Shantz at the mound, who makes the easy play. That means there's one out. That's the last thing we wanted you to do. You got to bunt the ball down, don't bunt it up. 0-1 the count now on Campbell, and I was hoping to have him have two guys in scoring position. It's 1-1 on him now. There's a little chopper over to first base, fair or foul, and the fair sign is given, and he's out on the tag. Brings up Johnny Lipon now with runners on second and third. And Johnny takes a strike, 0-1 the count, and there's a little chopper over Shantz's head, and Juiced has it, throws over to first for the out. We go to the top of the fourth. Wally Moses now, and he takes the strike. And there was one foul back. It's 0-2 now the count on Wally, and there's one hit over to Hoot Evers in left, and he makes the catch for the out. One away. Here's Pete Suter, and he hits one over to Wirtz in right field for the second out, and that brings up Ferris Fain, who hits one to the left side, just foul. 0-1 the count on him. 1-1 now as he takes the ball. That's lined to the right side, and Berry is able to snag that liner for the out. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning, just like that. Here is Neil Berry. Huge swarm of bees take over the area, and then they move away. That's interesting. First time I've seen that one. You can let me know if you've seen this little bit of color in the play-by-play or not. I think if we have a lot of bees around here in Detroit, we got some problems. We need to get some beekeepers out there and let that one take care of that one. This pitch ends up being a ball, or a strike rather, in there to Neil Berry, and the count on him is 0-1 after that little delay. And there's another pitch in there for a strike. It's 0-2 now. He stays alive by fouling one off. Still 0-2. Change up wide. 1-2 now the count on him. There's a high fly ball off of his bat to left field. Vallo has it for the out. One away. Here's Virgil Trucks. Virgil Trucks now will take a strike in there, and then he gets a little ground ball over to Suter at second base. Throws to first for the out, and that brings up George Kell. And there is a strike right up there at the mid and high, and then one higher than that. 1-1 now the count. That's a ground ball over to Juiced at shortstop. Throws over to first for the out. We go to the top of the fifth. Here's Mike Guerra, who takes a strike. Here's one foul back. It's 0-2 now the count on Guerra, and that one was just high. 1-2. That's low. 2-2 is now the count, and there's one ripped over third base, and Kell thought that was foul, but it was fair, Should have played the ball, Kell, instead of pointing. Guerra gets to second base with a double, and that's only the third hit of the game for the Athletics. Here's Bobby Shantz, who takes the ball and hits a little ground ball over to Barry at second base. And that'll bring up Elmer Valo with a runner on third base. And we are playing the infield deep here. And the count now is 2-0 on Elmer. There's a hit over to Wirtz in right field, and that will score the run. Sacrifice fly, and it's a 2-1 ball game. And here's Eddie Juiced, who takes a swing at that one, fouls it back. 0-1 now the count on Juiced. There's one a mile outside, and it's a 1-1 count. And that fastball ends up high, 2-1 now the count. And there's one pulled foul down the line. It's 2-2, and there's a swing and a miss by Juiced, and that's a strikeout again. Second out, a strikeout for him in this game. We go to the bottom of the fifth inning, and it's a 2-1 ball game. Here's Johnny Groth, who has a 1-1 count on him now. And there's a little ground ball over to Suter at second base. Throws to first for the out. 1 away. Here's Vic Wirtz, and he hits a little ground ball to third. Majewski grabs it, throws over to first for the out. 2 away. Here is Hoot Evers. Evers takes a strike, and there's one shoulder high, and that's a ball. 1-1 now the count, and there's strike 2 in there on him. 1-2 now the count, and that's in there for a ball. 2-2 now. And there's one hit over to right field. Moses has it for the out, and we go to the top of the sixth inning. And that'll bring up Sam Chapman again. 2-1 ball game, somewhat close, not really all that dramatic so far. 1-1 now the count on Chapman by Trucks. 2-1 now as he falls behind, and 3-1 as he's having some troubles, and that's in on the hands but chopped foul. Full count on him now, and there's a ground ball over to Kell at third base. Throws to first for the out. 1 away. Hank Majewski now, and he swings and misses at that one. It's an 0-1 count now. Now it's 0-2. And there's one outside. 1-2 now the count on Hank. And there's a ground ball over to Kell at third base. Throws to first for the out. 2 away. Here's Wally Moses. Moses takes the ball. And that's on the black for a strike. 1-1. And there's a shattered bat. Finds the stands. It's 1-2. 2-2 now the count. There's a little fly ball over to Groth in center field. We go to the bottom of the sixth inning. And that'll be Aaron Robinson coming up. And there's one low to Robinson. 1-0 the count. There's a fastball in there. 1-1. And 2-1 is Guerra botches the catch on that one. 3-1 now on Robinson. And now that's a walk as he takes his bag. That one was low. And here comes Paul Campbell again with another chance to increase that average. The Athletics looking for a bunt, and so he promptly hits one into right field for a base hit. We're not going to risk sending the slow Robinson. That'll bring up Donnie Lipon with runners on first and second, nobody out. Corners come in. There's a little ground ball over to Juice. He makes a good play on it, throws over to first for the out. And that's the first out, but the runners move up. Neil Berry comes up now, and there's a ball to him, 1-0 the count, and that's high, 2-0. And boy, man, that is a changeup that was timed just right, and that's a double for Berry, and that one will score a couple of them, and that's a 2-run double, and that makes this a 4-1 ball game. Is that enough to really blow this one up? We'll see. Here comes Virgil Trucks. And he hits one over to center field. Chapman has it for the out, and we're going to go ahead and send Barry. Let's see what happens. And he's thrown out at third base. Worth a try, though, and that ends the inning. We go to the top of the seventh. Pete Soter up there takes the ball, and there's a ground ball over to Kell at third base. He makes the play, throws to first for the out, 1 away. Ferris Fain now takes the ball. There's a ground ball again to Kell at third, throws over to first for the out, 2 away. We've had a lot of ground balls to third in this one. Here's Mike Guerra. Fouls one back. It's 0-1. And there's a ball to him. 1-1 now the count on Guerra. And there's a little line drive over to Barry at second base, for the third out. We go to the bottom of the seventh inning. And, boy, I thought Virgil Trucks wouldn't last so long, and he's done well. 0-1 now the count on Kell. 0-2 now. 1-2 as that one's off the plate, backs him up. 2-2 now. And there's a look at ball 3 by Kell. 3-2, full count. And there's a little double into the gap by George Kell, and that'll bring up Johnny Groth with a runner on second base. And there's a ball in there to Groth, 1-0 the count, and there's a fastball high. It's 2-0. And there's a curve inside, 3-0 the count now, and there's an off-speed pitch in there for a strike. It's 3-1, and there's ball 4 to Groth. I told him to take, and he did. That brings up Vic Wirtz now with runners on first and second. Wirtz hitting .347 with 1 home run only, and let's see what he can do. There's a strike to him right over the heart of the plate. There's a ball a little bit high, 1-1, and that's a changeup low, 2-1 now. That's a ball 3 to him, 3-1 the pitch, and that catches the corner for a strike, full count now, and that's very high for ball 4. And that'll bring up Hoot Evers with the bases loaded, nobody out here in the bottom of the seventh. There's a fly ball into left center field, and Valo has it, but we're going to send both runners. There's a throw to third base, and he's thrown, Groth that is, thrown out at third, but that allows Kell to score, and it's 5-1 Tigers, and we can rest a little bit easier, and here's Aaron Robinson who takes the ball, another one high, 2-0 the count. That's low and outside, 3-0 the count on Robinson, and that's an off-speed pitch, too low. Runners on first and second now for Paul Campbell, 2 outs here, bottom of the seventh, There's a strike off the outside corner, 0-1, and there's a strike of the knees, it's 0-2. That one's grounded over to, to Suter, who flips that one over to Juice for the out. We go to the top of the eighth, 5-1 Tigers now. There's a ball in there to Bobby Shantz, the pitcher, who's staying in this ball game for some reason. 2-1 now the count on him. And 3-1 as he watches that one low. And there's strike 2 on the inside corner. Full count on him, and it's still a full count. And it's still a full count, protecting the plate there. Swung on a miss by Shantz for the strikeout. 1 out here, and here's Elmer Vallo. And he takes the ball and then swings and misses at 1-1 the count now. And there's one on the inside edge of the plate, and that's called a ball. Probably was a strike. 2-1 the count on him now. 3-1 is the count. That one's hit down the left field line, and Evers goes up for it and makes a great catch, and that's the second out. And here's Eddie Juice. Takes a strike. 0-1 the count, and it's 0-2 now. And there's one low and away. 1-2 now the count on Eddie. And that's low, and he swings and misses at it. It doesn't matter. And we go to the bottom of the eighth inning. Here's Johnny Lipon now. And there's a ball ankle high to him, and that one's off target. 2-0 the count. 3-0 now the count on Lipon. And there's a breaking ball down the heart of the plate. It's 3-1 now, and that one's inside, and Lipon takes the walk, and that brings up Neil Berry. Runner on first base, 5-1 game. We're going to have him swing away. Berry hits one over to the pitcher, Shantz, who goes to Suter for one, back to Fain for the double play. 2 outs, and here's Virgil Trucks. And the fans like what they've seen from Trucks so far, and I don't know if I do. He hits that one over to Chapman in center field, who makes the catch. We go to the top of the ninth inning, and that does bring up Chapman, who takes a strike, 0-1 the count. And there's a foul ball. It's 0-2, and that's one hammered over to Kell at third base. Throws over to first for the out, 1 away. And that brings up Taffy Wright is going to be the pinch hitter. Takes a strike, and then fouls one back, 0-2. That one's fouled past third base, still 0-2 the count. And there's one off the outside corner, 1-2 now. And he gets right with the fastball in there for a strike 3. And we go to the final chance for the Athletics, unless Wally Moses can get on. 5 strikeouts for Virgil Trucks. And there's a ball in there to Moses. And that one's chin high, 2-0 the count. And that's 3-0. And Moses is going to walk here, and he does. And that's walk number 3 given up by Virgil Trucks. And here comes Nellie Fox as a pinch hitter. And he's jammed with that fastball. 0-1 the count now on Fox, and it's 1-1. And there's one in the dirt, but Robinson makes a good play at 2-1 now. 3-1 as that was high. And there's ball 4 to Fox, and now there are 2 men on, and that brings up Ferris Fain. Truck's starting to fall apart, but he starts off Fain with a strike, and there's a foul ball. It's 0-2. There's a ball in there to Ferris. 1-2 now the count. There's one hit over to Lipon at shortstop. He makes the easy play over to Berry for the out, and that does it. 5-1, the Tigers with the win. So much for the Athletics, really challenging the Yankees, and that's the way this American League's starting to shape up. It looks like New York all the way. Hope you're having a good day. I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.